Hey there boys and girls, like Skillfig here. Today I'll be showing you a little recon tutorial. So at first we'll check out a recon's job, which is of course spotting. Next up we have some general information together with choosing a rifle and our sensitivity. Then how we should aim with a sniper rifle, how we should use our sidearms effectively, and what the suppression effect is doing to us while using sniper rifle. Also how we should move and take cover. And at last, how we should use our gadgets, and we'll also take a look at what they do. So, I'd say let's get started, and we will start out with a recon's job. So of course, your job as a recon is to spot the enemies. So right here you can see I've spotted about, I guess, 3 enemies. Spotting enemies is really important and helps you team out. So as soon as you spotted them, they are marked on the minimap and your teammates can finish them off, but also you too. It's also a lot easier to shoot enemies when they have this little red triangle over their head. Your second task as a recon will be counter-sniping the other snipers or other recon class users. Because if you do that, the enemy team will lose their snipers, so their recon class users, and then your team and your teammates won't show up on their minimap. So this will give your team an advantage, and this is basically how you should play as a recon. This is also very good for your team. So next up we have general information. And I have this little soldier. I painted him in different colors so that you can see the hitboxes. We have a 2.0 multiplier for the head, a 1.25 multiplier for the upper chest, a 1.0 for the arms and the torso, and a 0.9 for the legs. So this goes for all bolt-action sniper rifles and also for the semi-automatic sniper rifles, except for the SKS. So, some more statistics. A normal player has 100 health points. In hardcore you just have 60 of them. After taking damage you have to wait 16 seconds and then you will recover 5 health points per second. So, if we check the hitboxes and the sniper rifle damage, we will see that a bolt-action sniper rifle will always be a one-hit kill to the head, and also a one-hit kill to the upper chest if the bullet or the rifle is shot within 15 meters. Everywhere else it will require 2 shots to finish the target. Okay, now we have to choose our sniper rifle. So this is a little graphic I did from a sniper rifle comparison. It's also based on some data from samthic.com. Okay, as you can see, the sniper rifles are pretty much all the same, but they still have their differences. For example, the M40A5 is the fastest of all the rifles. It only needs 1 second to rechamber the bolt, but in exchange for that it has the highest amount of bullet drop. The M98B on the other side has the fewest amount of bullet drop, but the highest time to rechamber the bolt. Then we have the L96 and the SV98. The SV98 is pretty much the starter sniper rifle because it's the first rifle you will unlock, the first bolt-action sniper rifle, and it's a pretty decent rifle. It's also great for the starters. Personally, I like the L96 best because it's my favorite rifle. It is almost as fast as the M40A5, but it still has the second fewest amount of bullet drop right after the M98B. Okay, now you have to choose your rifle. You can do it based on the data right here, or just based on the feeling or the look of it, because the most important thing when using sniper rifle is that you will stick to it and that you won't switch the rifles too often, because then you will get a kind of messed up aim, because they also have different bullet drops. So go ahead and choose a rifle, because now we'll have to go on to our next step, which will be the sensitivity. Okay, now we will check our sensitivity. So I am using a pretty low sensitivity. I'd also recommend it to you, because a low sensitivity is also more often used by pro gamers. It will provide you a better aim and will get you more of those nice headshots. If you're already using a higher mouse sensitivity or sensitivity in general, you should stick with it, because once again, the most important thing about sensitivity is to get used to it and also stay with it. So don't switch your sensitivity too often if you want a good aim. Next up we'll have aiming with a sniper rifle. So For those of you who don't know or haven't figured out yet, Battlefield isn't like other shooters, and it uses a completely different engine and game mechanics. So you will have to compensate for bullet drop and also the travel time of a bullet. This means you'll have to aim above long-range targets to hit them. For this you will have to steady your scope and be careful, because since the new patch, holding breath will be interrupted by any kind of moving, so you have to stand still. Also, don't stay too long in your scope so that you're still aware of what is going on around you. Another important point will be the scope glint, because the high power scopes like the 8x and 12x zoom, they have a scope glint, and this will reveal you to enemies. Last but not least, you should always go for headshots. It's the proper way of sniping in my opinion, and it's also rewarded with a marksman bonus, so the distance the bullet traveled will be granted to you as points. So once again we have to check the bullet travel time and also the bullet drop. So right here I'm using the M40A5, the distance will be 179 meters. So as you could see a few seconds ago, I was aiming above and in front of the running target to give it a nice little headshot. That's a perfect example for the bullet drop. So now we'll have to check our sidearms. So our normal sniping range is from 100 to 500 meters. But we'll also have to encounter close combat situations like you can see right here on the screen. So for close combat situations I would recommend you using a G18, suppressed or unsuppressed, just how you like it, or a revolver. The 44 Magnum or the revolver from the co-op missions is just fine too. The advantage of these weapons will be that they are extremely strong. So the G18 fires around 1000 rounds per minute, which is pretty high, so you can just practically laser beam your enemy and kill him. The revolvers are pretty strong too. The 44 Magnum, for example, has a base damage of 60, so you will kill a target always in 2 shots, which is pretty good. If you haven't unlocked those weapons yet, you just can go with a normal pistol. It will be a little bit harder, but it's definitely worth it. And just use the pistol switch, it's really important to use your secondary. So next up we'll have the suppression effect. Okay. So in the current version of the game, which will be 1.04, DICE has made some changes to the suppression effect, which will, especially for a sniper, have some major influences on your gameplay. So first of all, you will get the blurry screen. In addition to that, you won't be able to hold your breath. And last but not least, if you're shooting your bullet while being suppressed, the bullet will fly randomly within the crosshairs. So as you can see right here, I'm directly aiming at him. I'm shooting at his chest or at his torso, but the bullet just won't hit him. So you won't get off any accurate shots while being suppressed. Then once again we also checked it with the low power scopes. So right now I'm using a red dot sight on the M40A5. He's shooting with his sniper rifle at me, so I have the suppression effect on me. I aim at him, I clearly would have hit him, but I just can't hit him because of the suppression effect. So this will have some major impacts on your gameplay. And this will lead us to our next point, movement and taking cover. So right now I'm playing on North canals, once again the M40A5. On the other side in the building I get suppressed. I clearly would have hit him, but I got the suppression on me, so I still have to wait until the suppression effect is gone, and then I can get a nice little headshot. So this means you always need your cover. Right now I haven't had the best cover. You always should make sure that your cover has at least 3 sides you can shoot from. So the right side, the left side, and also from above or underneath it. So you'll always have a variety of places to shoot from. So another important point of movement will be the movement strategy. As a recon, I would always recommend to flank the enemy, so you can get some views from some different angles, spot them so your teammates can get them. Right here I'm flanking them from the right side of this hill right here and get 2 nice little headshots on them. If you have the chance to flank them, always go for it. It's basically the best strategy, and always spot the enemies to help your team out. Next up we'll have our gadgets, so we'll start out with the motion sensors, TACs and MAV. So they both have a radius of around 30 to 35 meters, and they will reveal moving enemies on your mini-map. So the only difference is the TACs is easier to hide, it's a lot smaller. The MAV on the other side can fly and can also spot enemy infantry and also enemy vehicles, like I'm doing right here. So it just can fly above them. You will have a motion sensor which will reveal them, and you also spot them, and this will reveal them too. So these are two really powerful gadgets. Okay, now we'll check out the Soflam. The Soflam is really heavily underused by most Recons. Personally, I think it's the best gadget from the Recon class, and it's also the best gadget for helping out your team. So especially if you're playing in a squad which has an engineer using a javelin or something else, they will really thank you for this. Because with the Soflam they won't have any lock-on time and they are able to shoot immediately at enemy vehicles in order to take them down. As you can see on the screen right now, I've designated some targets and they were practically immediately shot down or destroyed. And yes, like I've already said, it's a big plus for team play and it helps out your team a lot. So last but not least, we have our last gadget, the spawn beacon. So what it basically does, it will provide your squad members a spawn point instead of yourself. So you always want to put that thing near the action and near the objective. So right here I jumped out of the helicopter in order to put my spawn beacon into this building right here. So we will be near the objective and we can capture this base right here. I guess it's E or A. No, it's A. So right here already one of my squad members spawned. So now we have already 2 people near the objective. And that's a pretty powerful tool, so use it whenever you can. Okay, this was my little Recon tutorial for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I also have done lots of tutorials on all the things like the MAV or the spawn beacon or the pistol switch. I'm putting some links right here so you will be taken to my previous videos and tutorials. So check them out if you want to know more about these things and all that stuff. This is, by the way, part 1, so I will do some follow-up videos. Next part will be long-range sniping, then the aggressive recon, and at last the silent assassin. Those are 3 more advanced playstyles. So this video was more of a help for new players and starters of the Recon class. And that's basically all for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and Lucky Skillfaker out.